welcome. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Ryla. There you go. Oh. Say Kane. And then I got the Finn pick coming back. Who's gone? Kako and what?
Ryla.
I'm going to take Mannanen. Kari Mannanen.
I will take
Christian Wolanin.
Handsome Jack.
Wow, there you go. Jack Johnson? Wow. Jack Hughes turns 18 tomorrow. The NHL draft awaits, but before that, it's Team Finland, including Capo Kakko. Hughes and Kakko expected to be 1-2 in the upcoming National Hockey League draft. And they'll go head-to-head here today in Kosice on day 4 of the World Hockey Championship. Kakko a hat trick in the last game for the Finns against Slovakia. 5 goals in his first 2 games in this tournament. And Hughes does not have a point yet. Holds the National Team Development Program records for career points and goals. The officials are Jan Rybik from the Czech Republic, Evgeny Romasko from Russia. The United States is 1-1 after a loss to Slovakia and a win against France. The Finns are 2-0, beat Canada and beat Slovakia. And Patrick Kane with 1 more point can become America's all-time leader in scoring at the World Hockey Championship. Jeff Blashill, his 3rd straight year coaching the United States national team. A bounce back after the loss to the Slovaks. And Jukka Jalonen, the closer for the Finns, if you want to call him that. Seems like every time they have a bad tournament, the next year they turn to him and they win it. The world champion in 2011. Guided their junior team to gold in Helsinki in 2016. He's already in the Finnish Hockey Hall of Fame. And Ray, for the Americans to get Kane back this year was a huge step for a team that brought a pretty good lineup here to Slovakia.
Well, it becomes your calling card. Patrick Kane is involved. Patrick Kane wants to be the captain. Do you want to come and play? And in the last couple of years with Kane here, the roster for the United States instantly gets deeper and more productive.
Finns have won the last 3 meetings. Beat the United States 6-2 in the opening round last year. And the goaltender, Veni Vehviläinen for the Finns. So Kevin Lankinen, who started the first 2 games for Finland, is not dressed for this game today. Icing called right away. So going back to last year's Olympics. So we take the Olympics, last year's World Championship, and this, Vehviläinen, the 8th different goaltender to play for the Finns.
And Kevin Lankinen only did his job. He gave up 3 goals on 46 shots in the 2 wins against Canada and Slovakia. And so the youngster, the 22-year-old Vehviläinen, gets the start against the U.S.
Odd, too, because the Finns don't play until Thursday. We've got 2 days off after this. We saw Vehviläinen at the 2016 World Junior Championship. The Finns won the gold medal, but he was not a major part of that. Got yanked in the quarterfinal game against Canada. The Finns white-knuckled their way to that gold medal through some, let's just say, uneven goaltending.
It seemed like they used 5 guys in that tournament. They just couldn't find anyone to make the stop when they needed it. However, they just outscored everybody.
Away comes Jack Eichel along with Kane. Eichel swings back, drops it back for DeBrincat. Alex DeBrincat back to Brady Shea with a shot, scores! Shea puts that through the traffic, a rocket by Vevalainen. And the first shot for Team USA goes in to make it 1-0.
Kind of an odd goal. This hits the middle of the net. It goes right past Vevalainen, and Brady Shea, who scored 8 times for the New York Rangers this past year, is going to be on the recipient of the work by Jack Eichel. Eichel strong, holds the puck, finds DeBrincat, and Shea's shot goes right by the blocker of Vevalainen. It's not touched, it's not deflected. A clean look. It just beats him from 60 feet. That is not a good goal for Vevalainen to give up. And the Finns, who play a tight, robust defensive style, they're not built to score a lot of goals. They're chasing the game 50 seconds in.
We mentioned that Vevalainen played for the Finns at the 2016 World Championship. His coach there was Jukka Jalanen, the head coach of this national team. None of the Finnish goaltenders, Ray, have any international experience at the senior level. And here's Kreider with it. Drops it off to Johnny Gaudreau. Mannanen picks it up and it's fired back in by Noah Hannafin. So what a start for Team USA. And the puck trickles back in front, picked up by Mikkola. Nico Mikkola. Backhands that down. Kakko swats at that. Even Kakko's empty net goals have been impressive so far in this tournament, haven't they?
Oh, they've shown his skating, his power, his strength to get onto the puck. And before the Finnish crowd could even wake up, they're down 1-0. I mean, they were awake early, but waking up in the game here.
They were up doing things that make you drowsy.
Monday morning, what else are you going to do?
Adam Fox works his way in, fires that down to the Finnish zone. Vevalainen up and playing it. Vevalainen was the Finnish Elite League goalie of the year in 2018.
Had 2 very good years back to back. 6th round pick by Columbus in 2018. Columbus has some young goalies in their pipeline. Elvis Merzlikins from Latvia. They just signed Daniil Tarasov, who was really good for Russia at the World Junior Championships, and they have Vevalainen as well.
Lammikko works his way in. Long wrist shot goes wide. Corey Schneider back in goal for Team USA. And the pass goes ahead to Glendening. He finds Ryan. In comes Ryan from a sharp angle, and Vevalainen steers that way up into the crowd and out of play.
The Finns had given up just 3 goals. 1 to Canada, 2 to Slovakia. As we get a look at the 2 youngsters, Hughes and Kakko. This will be the last game that Jack Hughes wears that full bird cage. It'll be coming off, which he'll be eligible to do when he turns 18.
And the neck guard can come off.
Going to be different for him. While you skate without it in the summer, that's one thing. This will feel a little different for him, but that becomes the next part of your growth into professional hockey.
You were known for wearing a visor early on in your career. You were one of the first guys to wear one full time. Ever take it off?
No. I took it off in junior. I shockingly got my nose broken, and then I wore a visor, and I took it off in the first game. I got hit right in the top of the forehead and got stitches again. So
it was Wendell Clark, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Wendell's shoulder, and so I put it back on and never took it off. Not only did I wear a visor, Gord, I wore a big visor.
You did. You could have welded in that thing.
That thing was, safety never sleeps, you know.
Well, it's funny when you think about it. I mean, that it used to be optional. Now it's just taken for granted. Will be odd for Hughes, though, in mid-tournament to switch, won't it?
Well, I think it will. He's probably looking forward to it, however.
Well, just so you don't stand out, for one thing.
It does look odd. I mean, he looks so young anyway, and then you see him win the cage and makes him seem even younger.
Here's Shea with it, the American goal scorer. Brady Shea has 2 goals now in 16 games and 2 World Championships for the U.S. native of Lakeville, Minnesota.
Just airmailed this breakout pass by Gaudreau, a good skater. Shea came onto the National Hockey League scene with the Rangers a few years ago in the playoffs against Pittsburgh and did a really good job. He's now played almost 250 games for the Rangers.
First round pick back in 2012.
New teammate Adam Fox, now part of the U.S. defense. Fox, who was traded from Carolina, signed his entry-level contract. It won't be very long where Shea will be the old guy on that Rangers blue line.
Jokiharju plays it back in deep. And waiting for it there is Velostarinen. Long shot by Lindboom was blocked in front. And here's Jokiharju with it. I mentioned before that the Finns got 2 NHL players this year. Neither of them scored. Juho Lammikko had no goals in 40 games for Florida. And Henri Jokiharju had none in 38 for Chicago. Velostarinen moves in, and that shot was knocked away by Shea.
Usually the Finns have a pretty good collection of NHL guys, and I was thinking in goal when I was looking at the inexperience at the national level here, you know, the possibility of perhaps Jussi Saros or Pekka Rinne joining the team. Neither of them did. A little bit of a scrambly chance that hits Shea in front of the net, deflects wide as the Finns get a little bit of zone time.
Velostarinen playing in the IIHF sanctioned events for the first time for the Finns in this World Championship. That's unusual for them. They have a pretty clear track for their national team, the under-18 program to the World Junior team to their national team. And of course, unlike North America, national teams in Europe play semi-regularly year-round. There are tournaments and tournament breaks. So there's the Deutschland Cup in the fall. There's of course the Christmas tournaments and a spring tournament as well.
Doesn't seem to matter who's in their uniform, though. Over the last 15 years or so, they play the same way. They're hard to play against.
It's like they have a warehouse of players. They just grab the next one.
5.5 million people in the country. The other night, 2 million people watched their game.
The play is called offside. At the finish line, a huge audience for Kakko, the next great Finnish player.
Jeff Blashill back coaching his 3rd straight year here. He just signed, towards the end of the regular season, signed a 2-year extension with the Detroit Red Wings, and he'll have a new boss in Steve Yzerman.
Going into his 5th year as the coach of the Red Wings. Coached Grand Rapids, their American League team, for 3 years prior to that, and won a Calder Cup championship with a team that included your son, Landon.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool deal. Blash worked his way up pretty quickly. Had been a successful coach prior and helped develop a lot of those young guys, Gustav Nyquist and Thomas Tatar, among others. Luke Glendening, who's on this team, was part of that Calder Cup team as well. Peter Mrazek in goal.
Mikkola lost the puck to Kane. Patrick Kane across for Larkin. That pass was broken up, and Pessinen brings it in. Pessinen back to Mannanen. The centering pass goes off a stick and wide. Here's Larkin on it now. Dylan Larkin throws that ahead and rink wide. It's picked up by Ryan Suter for DeBrincat. And now DeBrincat sends that down to the finish zone. Kane tries to drop that back. Martinez swats that in deep. Loose puck in front for a moment. Knocked away from Vetrano by Jokiharju. Shea to Martinez. Now Ryan gets there first for Team USA, and Lindboom has to knock down that loose puck.
Vevalainen and Corey Schneider are not going to win any awards for their puck handling. Schneider turned one over early that almost turned into a chance, and there you saw Vevalainen just leave up a juicy one that Ryan was almost to turn into a scoring chance.
And now Ryan knocks down that clearing attempt, spins and shoots, and Vevalainen knocked that away. Koivisto back in the corner. Ryan gets there quickly, poked free by White. Colin White back at the point for Hannafin. Here's Ryan on it. Hakanpää tied up there by White. And Hakanpää moves it ahead. Banks that down, and Schneider leaves it. Icing called against Finland.
of the players that the U.S. would like to get untracked in this game is Johnny Goodrow does not have a point. In the tournament, he had no shots in the opener. I thought he was much better against France in game 2. Jack Eichel has a helper here tonight. He's got one in each of the first 3 games.
They're down again this time. Schneider back to play it. Hit Eichel the midsection with that pass.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to say anything, Gordon. He's 6 feet away. He hit him right in the guts. He's working on his shot.
For Paul Correa telling us that playing in the Salt Lake City Olympics was so great because every pass was right in your tape. It was incredible. Got back to Anaheim in the first game back. Vitaly Wisniewski hit him in the ribs from 10 feet.
Just think of the defense that they had in Salt Lake, though. You weren't getting too many bad ones.
Niedermeyer Blake. Centering pass, and Antila turned away by Schneider in tight. A great chance for the Finns to tie it up, and the captain is stopped by Schneider. The gigantic captain for Team Finland, 6'8" Marko Antila. Had a good scoring chance a moment ago.
Really good tournament for Antila. That line for the Finns with Lammikko and Salonen has been one of their best in the first couple of games. They've not spent much time in their zone at all. And Antila, from 15 feet away, got good wood on that, and Corey Schneider made a terrific stop.
Toni Raila works in now for the Finns. A long shoot in goes wide. Here's Luosterainen. Koski. Long wrist shot blocked by Ryan. And Luosterainen back for it. Mikkola swings back for the Finns. They won't play until Thursday when they take on Denmark, so an unusual 2-day break at a World Championship. Played 3 games the first 4 days.
Sometimes you just get crammed right up here. The 2-day break will be welcome for them, although their roster is full.
Now a chance right back in front. Banged off the side of the goalpost from behind the net by Mannanen.
Well, the Finns just don't have a guy in the slot, or that's 1-1.
Now icing call against Team USA.
Mannanen had a couple assists in the last game. There's Schneider back to play the puck, and I talked a little bit earlier about the fact that he's not great with the puck. He doesn't handle it very assuredly there. Turns over with good work from Mannanen, and it looks like Mannenen's trying to bank that off of Schneider's pads. He's below the goal line still. That could have easily been 1-1.
Now Kakko throws that towards the goal. Back at the point is Jokiharju. That's picked off and chipped out. And as Clayton Keller got there, here comes Keller. Swings it back to Van Riemsdyk, like a little backhand shot. Vevalainen save, and he hung it long enough to get a face-off. Keller now battling with Mannanen. Lindboom's into it with Van Riemsdyk.
The scuffle is as the U.S. players are still playing the puck. Vevalainen does not have control of it. Van Riemsdyk's trying to shovel this at the net, so there's a rebound. There is. Hughes was stopped anyway, but then the scrum starts with Mannanen in front of the net and continues on with Lindboom and JVR. Hughes feeling a little bit of stress. I don't think he needs to be particularly worried about his draft position, but the guy who everybody else is talking about's got 5 goals, and you don't have a point, and you're 17 years old, and you start to stress a little bit. He'd love to score, love to get on the board.
But the question that scouts ask, Ray, is not who's better right now.
Now, a 7-game or 8-game tournament is not going to overweigh what you've watched for the past 2 years with these players. They've watched them dozens and dozens of times.
And what you're projecting for 3-4 years down the road. Oyamaki in, shoots, that goes just wide. Off the end boards, a blast there, powdered wide. This time by Hakanpää. Rebound loose in front, Savanainen tipped that just wide. Savanainen taken down, play continues. And lead pass goes to DeBrincat. Larkin shovels that back in for Kane. Oyamaki collide. And Koivisto banks out ahead to Hakanpää. Ronnie Hakanpää, 4th round pick of St. Louis. Played 3 years in the American League. And now icing called it. 7-9 had a great chance in tight.
There's the earlier play where Van Riemsdyk shovels this one off of Vevalainen's crest. The puck is never caught, but the referee can't see that. Here's the Savanainen chance. Long shot. He's going to take it to his forehand and hit the goalpost here behind Corey Schneider. Good positioning by Savanainen to control the puck.
Now Johnny Gaudreau shoulders from a sharp angle. Johnny Gaudreau throws that in the top of the net, and it's 2-0 Team USA.
The last face-off in the offensive zone, I mentioned that Johnny Gaudreau has had a quiet start to the tournament. He'd love to get on the board here. He's going to pick up the puck, and he's barely above the goal line. This has, oh gosh, he's below the goal line.
How'd that go in?
The first goal shouldn't go in. This one can't. Vevalainen's down. I'm not sure what he's defending. I guess the pass, but he's down, and he opens up that hole over the right shoulder, and Gaudreau does not miss. Jack Eichel will pick up his 2nd assist on the face-off win, but a crafty play by Gaudreau, a puck that just can't go in, and now the Finns trail by 2.
Johnny Gaudreau has his 8th goal in 22 games for the U.S. at the World Hockey Championship. Had just one in his last 14 in the regular season playoffs for Calgary. So a 2-0 USA lead. Now Lehtinen shoots, that was ticked away, hit the referee. And Lammikko plays that back. Now Lammikko loose in the corner with it. Feeds it back to Otama, long wrist shot. Schneider the stop, rebound, bouncing around in front. Lammikko fires, that was blocked. And sprawling away that was Christian Wolanin. In comes Eichel. Jack Eichel works it on Altenbach. Altenbach gets a stick on that. Here's Eichel. Back for Fox, Adam Fox. Hands on that wrist shot. And Kusela bumped out by Gaudreau.
It's amazing, a goal goes in the net for you, and Gaudreau picks up some energy. You get a little juice. Now you feel a little bit lighter. Goal scorers are all the same. You need it like oxygen.
Your pillows are softer, the food tastes better. Ryla, long shot, stopped by Schneider. And Glendening picks up the loose puck. 8 to go here in the opening period, a 2-0 Team USA lead. Ask the Finns why Kevin Lankinen, who was so good in the first 2 games, isn't playing today, and no reason was given to their national media. Just taking a look at Vevalainen. Vevalainen played for the Finns in the 2015 under-18s, got to the gold medal game. This man, Colin White, scored the golden goal against them in overtime in the gold medal game. Here's White with it.
Aside from the 2 goals, he's bobbled a couple other ones. It's not been a very good start at all.
Now Brady Shea, long wrist shot, banks off the end boards. And Vevalainen squeezes that. 7:28 to go here in the first period in Kosice. Jukka Jalonen, head coach of the Finnish national team for the 6th time. Longtime coach in the KHL for St. Petersburg and Jokerit. That being a relative term in that league where they go through coaches like tissue paper. The one year we were in Russia for the World Junior, by Christmas, half the coaches had been fired from the start of the year.
Yeah, but the other half hadn't.
True. Up until that point, anyway. They got them in the second half. Van Riemsdyk to White. And Colin White swats that ahead for Keller. Backhands it back in front. White in alone. Gets a backhand shot away. And Vehvilainen stops that. Manninen winds it across the line. That's blocked by Suter. Koivisto back forward for the Finns. Shots are 7-5 in favor of Finland. In Bratislava, Russia taking on the Czech Republic. Russia's got a 1-0 lead there.
Power play?
No, even straight.
Oh.
Sergei Andronov. One of my favorite names, Dinar Hafizulin. Patrick Kane swings that rink wide to break it, shoots, and Vehvilainen got just enough of that to knock it wide. Saved about 40% of that puck.
Kane and DeBrincat have continued their magic from the regular season.
Now Quinn Hughes works that towards the goal. Losterinen brings it ahead. And across the line with Oyamaki. Losterinen flutters that wide of the goal. Savanainen back on it. Now back at the point. Ultima to the open side. And Losterinen couldn't reach it. Now picked up by Kane. Walks in and shoots. And Vehvilainen makes a save on that.
That was the oddest developing 2-on-1. It's like nobody in the rink knew that it was a man advantage break, and Kane ends up shooting the puck.
Christian Wolanin of the Ottawa Senators comes in, fires that around. In comes Kreider for it. Knocked away from him. Salonen plays it back to center. Eichel gives it away to Antila. And he goes on Wolanin. They collide in the corner. Wolanin's not a small guy. About shoulder height to Antila. And now Mikkola back to Lammikko. Just so unusual to see a 6'8" forward, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, we've seen Zdeno Chara forever and some other real big guys on the blue line, but up front, just don't see people that big up there. 6'5" is plenty.
Mikkola fires that down. Here's Schneider up to play it. For Vetrano. And Frank Vetrano got bumped. To Vinen. Lays that back for Lindbom. Up for Viola. And fires that by Shea. In comes Kakko. Knocks down Vetrano. And Fox has it back for the Americans. Knocked down by Pessin. In with Kakko. In comes Kakko. Kakko shoots, and Schneider sweeps that away. Quick burst there from Kaapo Kakko. New Jersey GM Ray Shero is here today. He's part of the USA Management Group. And his fellow management group members are taunting about Kakko versus Hughes. What a tough choice that'll be because, of course, they don't have to make it.
Sitting right beside him is Chris Drury from the New York Rangers.
But as Shero points out, it's a great problem to have.
He also said you don't go throw a winning lottery ticket away either when people were asking would he trade the pick.
Here's Keller on it. Glendening sweeps that back in for White. And Hakanpää sweeps back for it. For the Finns up ahead to Losterinen. That pass missed for Oyamaki. And Hannafin has it back. Long time between whistles here now in the first period. Suter digs that free for Clayton Keller. That was knocked down, but Larkin has it back. In comes Larkin, fires that wide, gets his own rebound, and Larkin swings that back for Quinn Hughes. Offer to Brinkett. Larkin winds and shoots. It was off the leg of Salomon. To Brinkett for Quinn Hughes. Now Alec Martinez for Larkin. And back goes Lettinen, pick that up to Brinket, steps into him. Lamico, turn the puck over to Kane. Forward to Brinket, to Larkin. He's taken down. Antila being watched there by Quinn Hughes. In comes Antila on Hughes. And Hughes picks up the loose puck.
What a nice breakout pass.
To Brinket to Kane. And that play called offside at the finish line. You're watching the 2019 World Hockey Championship from Kosice. Alex DeBrincat off to a good start in this World Championship with 3 goals.
3 goals and assists earlier today on the first goal of the game by Brady Shea. Had a good chance on a Patrick Kane pass just a few moments ago.
Lead pass. Tervainen plays it back across, and that pass for Ryala was too high for him to bat in. Played back ahead for Kreider. And Chris Kreider hammers Mikkel into the end boards. Eichel to Kreider. Back for Jack Eichel. Eichel directing traffic with his head. Works it back across. Gaudreau went right where he wanted him, and Eichel found him with the pass. Gaudreau to Eichel. They fence away for it. And then Kreider comes in to help out. Tervainen plays it back by Fox and rolls it down the ice. Schneider out to play it. Shots are even at 8. 1:15 to go in the opening period. Still to come today, Canada against Slovakia. In comes Keller, a long shot, and Vevalainen makes the save. And White back into it again in front of the Finnish net.
Finns are a little rambunctious around the goal crease. There's Petteri Lindboom, who had a power play goal in the game against Slovakia. He doesn't score very much. I'm not real sure what he was doing down by the net on the power play, but he was there and he fished one into the cage. 40 NHL games for St. Louis. He had a couple of goals this year in the Swiss League.
Captain of the 2013 Finnish national junior team in Ufa, Russia. Mannanen for Pessin. Sharp angle shot, scores! Over the shoulder of Schneider, and the Finns are within 1.
There's another bad goal. Corey Schneider's got to have this one. Pessinen with a burst of speed down the left wing. There's been 3 goals, and all 3 of them have been kind of stinky. Pessinen's going to get the puck outside. And look, he's way deep here. You can't beat a goalie from here. This goes between the post and arm of Corey Schneider. Mannanen with speed through the middle opens up a little bit of room, and Pessinen's just getting this towards the net. It goes through Schneider under the right arm. Shea's got him into a spot that's got to be stopped. Schneider whiffs on it, and the Finns get back, have the lead in the last minute of the period.
At the line, held by Suter, who swats it back in. 45 seconds to go in the period. That's a huge goal for the Finns. So Mannanen draws the assist. on the goal by Harry Pesson, who plays for Langnau in Switzerland.
Nice breakout by Koivisto up through the middle of the ice. He'll get an assist added to this later. It's from a deep angle. Pessonen takes it in stride, pulls it off his feet, and then beats Corey Schneider, and the Finnish fans get their first chance to cheer today as they close the gap to within one.
Van Riemsdyk flips that back in the corner. And Keller works it free. For White from a sharp angle through that, just wide. Here's Keller back with it. White fighting for space in front. Van Riemsdyk in the high slot as well. White back to the corner. Van Riemsdyk picks it up. Final seconds now of the period. Suter, a long shot, kicked out by Vivalainen. Racing to it is Keller with a rolling puck. Keller centers it. Van Riemsdyk flipped that wide. White up the other side. He's tied up by Jukka Harju. And the first period comes to an end with the United States leading Finland by a score of 2-1. Our first intermission is coming up.
Shots on goal in the first period. Finland 9, USA 10. Sterling Abraham v prvej tretine, Fínsko 9, USA 10. In Bratislava, the score between Russia and Czechia is 1-0. Bratislava je stav stretnutia medzi Ruskom a Českom 1-2.
Oficiálne spolupracuje s sveta IIHF v ľadovom hokeji 2019. Ak do toho dáme srdce a energiu, dokážeme to poriadne roztočiť. Nech sa tí najlepší stanú majstrami sveta. Šetrite energiu doma, nie na zápasoch. Inoči energetické poradenstvo.
Tie najlepšie zážitky z hry vám prináša Izostar, oficiálny športový nápoj IIHF majstrovstiev sveta v ľadovom hokeji.
Už fakt vládzame. Hlavní sme. Tak dáme ešte viac.
USA 2, Finland 1. Stav stretnutia USA a Fínsko po prvej tretine je 2-1.
Televízne zážitky, ktoré vám vyrazia, prináša aj oficiálny partner IIHF majstrovstiev sveta v ľadovom hokeji 2019. Naň žijeme hokejom.
No, tak sme tu svoje, to opäť vašu pozornosť upriamím na našu kickoffovskú družovú výločku. Uvidíte najlepšie brankárske zákrady zo včerajška. Let us see the geo-block run, the best size from yesterday match. 1 minute left in the first period. Minuta do końca. 1 minute left in the first period. Minuta do końca. 1 minute left in the first period. Minuta do końca. 1 minute left in the first period. Minuta do końca.
Team United States of America. Let's recognize Team Finland. Back on the blue curtain, welcome to the second period. Push your hands up in the air, come on! Collect your pass!
30-year-old Harry Pessinen making his senior national team debut for the Finns this year has the goal to draw Finland back within one after the United States scored 2 in the first period. Finns are 2-0, US 1-1. Top 4 teams in each 8-team group advance to the quarterfinals. It was not a vintage goaltending performance at either end of the rink.
No, both goals on Vevalainen were ones that he should have stopped. Corey Schneider won't like the goal that went by him. He should have had that one too. And nonetheless, the U.S. a 1-goal lead entering the second period.
Finns were 5th last year. Lost to Denmark and Germany in the round robin. They wound up getting bounced in the quarterfinals by Switzerland. Of course, the Swiss went on to the gold medal game that year and back in the corner. Got an issue.
Dylan Larkin banged up again.
Saw that in the last game.
This is yeah, you're right. This is 2 games in a row that Larkin has been on the limp here. And oh, it's a left leg of his as Tervainen goes to hit him. Tervainen catches him in the leg, and probably not what Larkin's looking for here. It's funny, you know, Gord, you get banged up at home and not that it's okay, but it's okay. You get banged up over here and it's a lot more frustrating.
Right.
And this is, as we just said, that's 2 games in a row for Larkin.
The American athletic therapist is Pete Van Zandt, who works for the Detroit Red Wings, Larkin's NHL team. Back at the point, Hakanpää, a long shot, and that's gloved by Corey Schneider.
Schneider had faced 9 shots in the first period and stopped the first 8 of them until he gave up the short-sider to Pessonen. And one thing about the Finns is they won't very often play themselves out of the game. They generally keep it tight, keep it close, check, keep the game bogged down a little bit. You got to be careful as the game stretches out. They just don't seem to make that many mistakes. The U.S. has more firepower, more talent for sure.
Eichel up ahead to Kreider. Kreider backhands that around. And Johnny Gaudreau swats at it. We mentioned Pete Van Zandt is here for Team USA. Stan Wong, the equipment man, is working his 46th IIHF event for Team USA. And he was working back when it used to be a lot more complicated. The most important piece of equipment he had was a can of spray paint, because players had only certain stick manufacturers were allowed to have their logo shown, and the rest had to spray paint them black.
Well, they had to be, only certain parts of the logo could show. So you could have it on the back side of your stick, but
Really?
not the front. It couldn't be on, if there were 4, I believe this is right, if there were 4 advertising spots on the stick, you had to cover 3 of them. Some of them you had to cover all. It depended on who had paid what, and the room smelled like a paint factory.
The whole building did.
You'd be down there spray painting your sticks, and of course sometimes you'd forget, and then you'd have to spray paint them right before you went out, and then you'd have the paint all over your gloves, which was no good either.
Kakko spins and sends that in front. Just missed Pessonen with that pass.
Really nice play.
Well, you've talked a couple times about Kakko, Ray. Like, we saw him against Canada spin off Darnell Nurse, who's a bigger, stronger guy. Just saw it there again. Now Kane, back for DeBrincat.
He gets low on his skates. He uses his strength to hold the defender off. And
icing called against the Finns.
what a start to the tournament he's had. Watch him get down nice and low here as he powers past Noah Hannafin. Hannafin gets his stick up at his waist. Hannafin's got to defend that with his stick on the ice. As he does it, that opens up this pass lane, and it goes just a little quickly past Pessonen. But this is a terrific play by the youngster Kakko again. He hasn't had many missteps, has he? Not in the first 2 games and
I
a little
think,
over a period.
You know, we talk about 17-year-olds playing against 19-year-olds at the World Junior. This is 18-year-olds against 28-year-olds.
And he did it all year.
Right.
In the Finnish Elite League, he had, 22 goals?
Right. Of course, we talked about it in the opening, the fact that Austin Matthews in 2016 had played in Switzerland all year, played against men.
So Jack Hughes, of course, the other player we talk about like this, and you know, he's been playing against teenagers all year, and there is a difference, and he's going to have to adjust. He's going to have to learn where his free ice is, where he can use his skating ability, because they're 2 completely different players. And that's one of the interesting things as the Devils and the Rangers and those at the top of the draft evaluate the players is they're not all the same. They might all be relatively the same age, but they play completely different. One is going to be an elusive game, that's Jack Hughes. The other will be more of a power game, and that's Kaapo Kakko.
Dale Talon, the Florida Panthers general manager, who's also part of the Team USA management group, said he'll happily take either one if they drop to 13 in the draft to Florida. Quinn Hughes, a long shot. That goes just wide. Not sure if Evalainen saw that. And Savanainen back on it. Eichel. Crisscrossing there with Gaudreau, and Johnny Gaudreau walks out again, doesn't shoot from down there this time. Spins and fires, that deflected just wide. Here's Gaudreau in the first intermission, talking about how he intentionally banked it in off Vevalainen's head. Now fires that, it's blocked partly by Luostarinen. Quinn Hughes plays it back, and a shot by Hanifin is chipped by Eichel, but up and out of play.
Nice work from Eichel using his strength and size and reach behind the net. And Quinn Hughes to set up the point shot to Hanifin, and Eichel, who's got 4 assists in the first 3 games, tips that one up into the netting. It's been a pretty interesting start to his NHL career. 286 games, 259 points, but no playoff games as the Sabres still struggle to find their way to the right formula to get into the playoffs.
And we heard him say at the end of the year after a loss in Montreal, talked about the frustration, and for the first time from Eichel as the captain, started to call out some teammates and talk about how things had to change in Buffalo.
That's a good sign, because when you're young, you're just happy to be in the league and you say, this losing thing, it stinks, but after a while it wears at you, and he's the captain and the best player, and he's going to have to help be at the front of the change. He can't just be one of the guys.
And to be fair to Eichel, he also said, I have to be better too. It wasn't like he threw others under the bus.
No, but as they, your third line guys can be great. They can do a great job for you. Your top end guys have to lug the whole train along. Eichel had a career high in goals, assists, and points. They know, he knows it's got to be more. But the team has to do a lot more around him. They've got to supply him with more talent.
And centers that kicked out by Schneider. The rebound cleared away by Glendening. In comes Larkin, and alone to Larkin. A backhand shot stopped in tight by Vevalainen. A huge save there for Vevalainen.
If Larkin waited a half a second more and instead of trying to go through his legs, went around his foot, that's in the net.
By the way, if Larkin's got a bad leg,
that's pretty good skating.
A lot of guys wish they had a bad leg like that. The US took a 2-0 lead in this game. Finland drew within 1 late in the first period. Got 4.5 gone here in the second period. Alex DeBrincat lays that down to Larkin. A centering pass, and Martinez had that broken up. Now Martinez back with it. Finds Kane. Patrick Kane to DeBrincat. And now Larkin from a sharp angle at the side of the goal. Mikkola can't clear it out. Held by Hanifin. Plays it back down to Larkin. And Larkin centering pass. And off the skate of Kaski. Luostarinen. And across the line. Walks it and shoots. Blocked by Martinez. Fins are changing. Luostarinen. Heels back inside the blue line. The centering pass is broken up by Martinez. Kakko. Little wraparound try. Knocked away by Schneider. Kakko gets it right back. And there's Kakko and Hughes going nose to nose for the puck. And Kakko stays on it, feeds that back. He and Hughes wrestling along the boards. Long shot. Devinen chipped that wide off the point drive from Jokiharju. Now walking out, Devinen feeds that back. Jokiharju is shot, hit a leg. Jokiharju holds the line, a rolling puck, throws that towards the goal. It bounces wide again. Pessinen, centering pass, broken up by Hughes. And a bad bounce off the sideboards allowed Van Riemsdyk to clear it out. He's got Keller with him. Van Riemsdyk pulls it around for Keller, loose in front of backhand shot. Vevalainen makes a save on that. In comes Suter across to Eichel. Eichel feeds it across. Keller a hard drive. And Vevalainen got a pad on that. Here's Keller back with it. Great scoring chances at both ends. Still 2-1. Eichel moves away from Lindboom. Plays it down to Van Riemsdyk. Throws it across to Keller. A sharp angle shot that whistled wide. And now picked up by Jokiharju. Backhands it back down to the American zone, and back to pick it up is Quinn Hughes. How about the last 12 months for the Hughes family? Their boys played together at the World Junior Championship. They'll play together here at the World Championship, and then in consecutive years, they'll have their boys go top 10 in the NHL draft. 2-1, the U.S. leads here in Kosice. Still Larkin shaking his head on the U.S. bench moments after he had a chance to make it a 3-1 lead. Seven gone here in the period. Hakanpää up ahead for Salonen. And Eichel works that free around for Kreider. Salonen trying to dig that free. Antila back to Salonen. A hard shot whistled wide there by Ultima.
You can see why the Finns are so hard to play against. They're like gnats. They never go away. They're just always on you.
In comes Eichel, walks in and fires, and Vehviläinen makes a save on that.
Where the U.S. really shows their advantage is a play like that. Eichel gets a little bit of space, and wham, he's gone. He's got such great skill and speed. The Finns, with their current roster, can't play with that. So they've got to grind the game down, shorten the game down. They get into the offensive zone, and that's a tough cycle to break.
Hasn't been a power play in the game yet. Lead pass to Kusala. Here comes Christian Kusala, gets knocked into the corner boards by Martinez. Raila back to Ultima, long wrist shot, hit a leg in front, knocked down by Larkin. And Larkin snaps that pass to center ice, brought in by Lehtinen. And the play call offside. Lehtinen takes a late shot, then gets a couple of shots from Larkin and others afterwards. They didn't like that shot after the whistle. Why does that bother people so much?
Well, I think you feel like you're protecting your goalie, but when he really zings one, that's when you need it. Not there.
Like,
Corey Schneider's wearing $12,000 or $14,000 worth of equipment. He's probably okay on that shot. Because you risk taking a penalty. Here's the breakaway earlier anyway. The puck jumped off his stick. I thought from our angle that Larkin had taken it and tried to go through his legs. Now, if he's able to hold that puck, he's going to go across the net and he's going to beat Vehviläinen with the deke. Larkin is such an energetic player. He plays in such direct lines. Had a fantastic year this year for the Red Wings with 32 goals.
it's a matter of when, not if, they'll put the C on that Detroit sweater for him. Grew up idolizing Steve Yzerman, who's now his general manager in Detroit. Has spent his entire playing career in the state of Michigan. Grew up in Waterford, just outside Detroit. Played for the National Team Development Program in Plymouth, Michigan. Went to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. Drafted by Detroit. And played some American League games for their team in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Nifty move in the corner there by Kakko. Leaves it off for Pessinen. Spins off Shea.
There's your first penalty.
And Larkin collides there with Tervainen. And meanwhile, Nikola is being pulled away. It'll be Tervainen who goes off.
There's the penalty there as Tervainen goes, misses the stick, and it's Larkin again. I don't know if he actually got that or if that hit Larkin in the hands. Maybe he got it up in the side of the face, and that guy doesn't like the call. And the U.S., which has 2 power play goals in the tournament, both from Alex DeBrincat. He'll be out here on that first power play group. Van Riemsdyk, Eichel, Kane, Suter, and DeBrincat. In the first game, they had DeBrincat in the high slot as the bumper guy. In the second game, they moved Eichel into that spot, DeBrincat out wide. And DeBrincat scored from both places.
Yeah, the U.S. 2 for 3 so far on the power play in the tournament. Finns have allowed 1 goal on 4 opposition chances. Their good penalty killing might be genetic. In comes Kane, feeds it across to DeBrincat. Crisscrossing there with Eichel. Jack Eichel Slides that back to Kane. In comes Patrick Kane. Shoots. That's blocked. Knocked down by Antila. And Antila holds off to Brinket. Two number 12s, but very different size sweaters.
Like his little brother was up there trying to check him. Brinket chasing down the puck, hunting it down, and Antila using his size to get it out of the zone.
In comes Eichel across the line. Drops it off to Van Riemsdyk. Eichel throws that back in front, picked off by Listerinen. In with Oyamaki, short-handed. That pass is blocked. Mikkola in, fires. He shot that just wide. And Listerinen back to pick it up and fires it down the ice. 45 seconds to go in the U.S. power play, the first of the game. Gaudreau winds in and sets it up, flips that down with a pass picked off and sent down the ice by Ati Otama.
Gord, we spent a little bit of time, or a lot of time, talking about the difference between Kakko and Hughes, and so here's the second U.S. power play, and Jack Hughes isn't on it. So if there's any space for Hughes to handle the puck, it might be on the power play, but he's not on it. I mean, some pretty good guys out in front of you here. The Finns just don't have that depth, and so Kakko, who's had an amazing start, gets the opportunity.
Antila knocked that away. In comes Keller across the line. Clayton Keller drops it back for Kreider. Back to Keller. A centering pass skipped away. Now Quinn Hughes on it. Tervainen steps back on the ice. No shots on goal for the Americans on that power play. Quinn Hughes walks out and fired that wide. Picked up now by Gaudreau. Tired penalty killer still on the ice for the Finns. And Keller back with it. That backhand pass is knocked down by Kusala. Stolen back by Keller. In with Kreider. Americans are changing. Finns were hollering there was too many men as Glendening came on to play that. And now Ryan comes on. He gets spilled by Lindboom.
Wow, the U.S. was right up on the line of too many men a couple of times.
8.5 to go here in the second period. A 2-1 lead for Team USA. An American win today would scramble the standings at the top of this group in the early going. And now Hannafin lost an edge behind the goal. Petrano up ahead for White. In with Ryan. Colin White winds his way in. White works it and shoots, and Vevalainen makes the save. And on the rebound with Ryan looking for the loose puck. 7:58 to go in the second period here in Kosice. Kaapo Kakko, 5 goals in 3 games so far in this World Championship for the Finns. He's an 18-year-old gold medalist with the Finns at the World Junior Championship. He scored the game-winning goal with 1.5 minutes to go against Team USA in the third period in Vancouver. That long shoot in his glove by Vevalainen, and he'll hang on.
It becomes so interesting looking at these players when we see them at the World Junior Tournament or we see them here. It's like this is all that matters. It's the last viewing, and it's the great term recency bias, and it is what you remember best is what you see last, and that's not the case. That's why these scouts go to hundreds of games a year and just grind away trying to build a book on each of the players.
And then try to figure out what they'll look like when they're 22 or 23. And remember, if NFL teams drafted 18-year-old players, Tom Brady likely wouldn't have been picked.
He was barely picked when he was 22.
He was a sixth when he was 22. So, I mean, how can you project with accuracy as Jack Hughes drops it off? And yet, for the most part, it turns out to be correct. But so much goes into it beyond that once you get picked, or you develop properly who you're playing for the most part. Obviously drafted by a team that wasn't very good. Or had a bad year at least. Larkin moves in, drops it back to Hannafin.
Well, you might get lucky and get drafted by somebody that won the lottery.
New Jersey had everything go right 2 years ago and nothing went right last year. So somewhere in between is what New Jersey is. And now we got a penalty behind the play. High sticking call.
I think this is going to be on Kane.
I think it is, yeah.
He's looking up to the clock to see if they're showing the replay. He can't believe he's got a high sticking penalty here. Get a load of Kane here. Oh,
Yep.
there it is.
One subtle difference between the IIHF rules and the NHL rules, and it wouldn't come into play there. In the NHL, if you're following through on a shot or a pass or on a face-off and you hit someone in the face, that's not high sticking. Here in the IIHF, anytime you stick contact someone in the head, it's high sticking. So that little trick of yours when you follow through.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you get knocked over and stick accidentally hits the guy right on top of the helmet.
Kasky winds and shoots, rebound, tapped wide by Kakko.
That's saved by Ryan Suter. Excellent play, strong stick. Deflects the Kakko rebound chance.
Now Kakko back with it, throws it back. Kasky a shot that deflects high and wide. Mannanen centers it. Oyemaki a shot that pinballed wide up the leg of Martinez. Kakko. Shovels that across. Jokiharju to Kasky. Jokiharju in, shoots, that deflects. And goes up and out of play.
Oh, Kakko just inches away from his 6th goal of the tournament. This rebound will come right to him. It's a wide open net, but Ryan Suter with excellent positioning. He's got his stick right on the ice. We showed earlier where Hannafin went to defend Kakko, and Hannafin had his stick up at his waist. That allowed Kakko to make the pass across the net. Here, Kakko's frustrated because Suter's got his stick on the ice, and he's able to deflect that away.
Inside 6 to go in the second period. A minute to go in the Finnish power play. Finland's first of the game. Raila winds in. Toni Raila sets it up for Savanainen. Back to Raila. To the goal mouth to Pessanen. Back to Raila. To the point to Lettinen. Long wrist shot. That deflected in front. Save, and then Savanainen stopped in tight by Hannafin, who got in the way of that.
Well, the U.S. defense is making a couple of big stops here. We just saw Suter, now Hannafin, and that looked like it was in the net, Gordon. All of a sudden, Hannafin was in the right place there to make the stop.
Pessanen winds in, and Raila fires it back around. The play's offside at the American blue line.
There's nothing very pretty about this Finnish power play. It's a shot, rebound, hunt the puck down power play. Lettinen's wrist shot is going to get blocked. And watch Hannafin, he's just standing there, and the Pessanen shot hits him in the leg. Hannafin was turning around to find the puck off the rebound, and Pessanen, who has the Finns' only goal, the short-sider in the first period, that close to making it a 2-2 game.
Face off. Won by Glendening. Vehvilainen plays it around, and Glendening got there first. And Ottama with it now in the final seconds of this Finnish power play. Rink wide for Oyemaki. Oyemaki works his. Pass picked up by Martinez. And for Glendening, and Kane jumps into the rush, but it's broken up by Kasky. Oyemaki, rink wide pass, jumping in is Mannanen. And Larkin has it back. Mannanen. Going to drop that back, picked off by Larkin. Kane banks it ahead to Dylan Larkin. Return pass for Kane was out of his reach. He collides in the corner with Hakanpää. Manning had lost the puck there to Larkin. Pokes it across to Kane. Kane shoots. Vevalainen makes the stop. Again, Kane 1 point away from becoming the all-time leader for Team USA at the World Hockey Championship. Kane slides that back to Larkin. They crisscross. Chip back to the U.S. line as Fox goes back to pick it up. Oyamaki's all over him. And Fox banks it across to Hannafin. Long pass missed Larkin. And the face-off will come back down to the American zone. Larkin and Kane have been out there a while. And they'll make their way back slowly to the face-off circle. IIHF officials are much less tolerant of
About a lot of things.
shenanigans in the face-off circle. Scramble draw picked up by Hannafin, but poked free there by Salonen.
This line forechecks so well for the Finns.
I'm not sure what the Finnish word for relentless is, but they seem familiar with it. Fox throws that down. It'll be deep enough for the U.S. to start a change. One rule change the IIHF made a couple years ago was, of course, after an icing call, you can't get tossed out in a face-off because the ploy used to be get yourself tossed out to buy some more time. Now you get a warning. If you get a second warning, it's a penalty. The NHL has adopted that rule as well. As Wolainen, knocked out by Tervainen. Tervainen works that free, drops it across to Lehtinen, works in, shoots. That's out wide. Ottava slaps it down to Raila. Back to Ottava. Kusala leaves it there for Tervainen. Raila for Tervainen, picked up by Gaudreau. He's got Kreider with him. And Johnny Gaudreau lifts it down to Kreider. Back around for Gaudreau. Takes it away from Ottava. Jumping up is Wolainen trying to knock it away from Kusala, who finally kicks it out. But now White has it back. In comes White, a centering pass. Keller shoots. Vevalainen makes the save with his arm. Gaudreau back with it. Johnny Gaudreau peels out of the corner with a sharp angle. Tries to find White. He was taken down. Now back at the point is Wolainen. White for Keller. And Keller's pass is picked up by Kusala.
After giving up the 2 shaky goals in the first period, Vevalainen's had an excellent second period. He's made a couple of really good stops.
Now Wolainen turns the puck over to Kusala. Kusala drops it back, and Pessonen couldn't get a shot away.
Stepped on the puck, Pessonen, he couldn't get it out of his feet.
And now Manning shoots. And the stop is made by Schneider. And after the play, White knocks down Pessonen. That's going to be a penalty to Team USA. So the Finns will go to the power play when we come back to Kosice. So Colin White goes for a cross-check after the whistle. The U.S. tries to make a late change here to try to get Martinez on for Shea, but that's not going to be allowed. So the Finns go back to the power play.
Jeff Blashill's arguing that
They're the home team.
We're out of a commercial here. We should be able to get our players on the ice. So he doesn't have the guys he wants out there.
Face off. There's the violation, so Glendening gets a warning. But the U.S. is the home team in this game, has the last change. Pessanen got the cross check from White right in the ribs.
After the whistle, though, and Gord, you mentioned it about the face-offs, how the officials are less tolerant about some certain things here, and play after the whistle is one of them. As soon as Pessanen got touched, he was down, and Colin White's in the box for the second Finnish power play of this period.
It was a $10 cross check, though. If you're going to do it, as you say, don't get cheated.
But
Well,
in the middle of the ice,
yeah, after the whistle, I get it.
it's probably not the best place.
Oyamaki comes racing for it and finds Kako. Kako steps away from Larkin. Feeds that back to Yokoharu to Kaski. Kaski to Mannanen, in shoots, and Schneider fights that off to knock it away. Yokoharu with 45 seconds to go in the period. Back to Mannanen. Kako parked right in front for the Finns. Kaski to Mannanen. Tees it up, Oyamaki scores! Rips it by Schneider, a power play goal. The game is tied at 2.
Oyamaki had 23 goals in the Finnish Elite League in Tampere this year. Really nice patience by the Finns on the power play. You see Oyamaki, much like the Brinken did in the first game. He's tied up with Suter low in the slot on the bumper spot, and as Mannanen goes to his right, which is a little bit closer to the net, Oyamaki steps out. That creates the separation from Suter, and he one-times this over the blocker of Corey Schneider, and it's 2-2. The Finns score in the last minute of period 1, the last minute of period 2.
So a costly penalty by Colin White, and a power play goal for the Finns ties the game at 2. In comes Lithuanian, shoots, and the save is made in tight by Schneider. Gaudreau's pass is fired for Kreider, but Kreider got there quickly to negate the icing. Final seconds now of the period. Atala squeezes that by Hannafin, and icing waved off. And the Finns have scored twice to equalize the game. It's 2-2 heading for the third period.
Shots of goal in the second period. Finland 6, USA 6. USA 6. Last time on the score between Russia and Czechia is 2-0. Bratislava jest tam stretnutia między Ruską a Czeską 2-0. We are looking back after 50 minutes.
Introducing the 2019 IIHF. Excuses. And live updates. Available on all smartphones in multiple languages.
Team USA, number 88, Patrick Kane, 2-minute penalty for a high sticking at 33-13. The score after the second period, USA 2, Finland 2. Stars Slovakia, Warsaw.
Getting set for the start of the third period here in Košice, day 4 of the 2019 World Hockey Championship. Finland and the United States are tied at 2. After 2 periods of play, the Americans took an early 2-0 lead in the game. The Finns have equalized it with a late goal in the first and a late goal in the second. Corey Schneider has allowed 2 goals on 15 shots for the United States. And in the Finnish goal, Veni Vevalainen, 2 goals on 16 shots. Finns have won 3 straight against the U.S., beat them 6-2 in the opening round last year.
Well, no surprise, Gord. We thought it would be tight. And we thought there'd be very little room at times, and it's been that, as you mentioned, just 31 shots in the first 2 periods combined.
Ryan Suter probably saved a goal in that second period. It cost it a Brinket. Took one off the line from Capo Kakko. DeBrincat moves it and shoots. He whistled that just wide. Here's Suter. The rolling puck feeds it back down to DeBrincat.
Man, I'm impressed with this kid. He just seems to find where the place is to get so he can shoot the puck.
And now Suter a long shot. Get a little bump there from Larkin, and Hakanpää comes over for a word. And Dylan Larkin's been right in the middle of things all day.
And then he gets pushed out to have a word with the official on the way. And Larkin was hit into the boards by Tervainen, hurt his leg, came back, had a short-handed breakaway, missed the net, and then he's right back into it again. He hasn't had a great offensive run, but he's been in the middle of it, including taking a high stick to the beak that put the U.S. on the power play.
You hear the term engine used a lot about players, drivetrain.
You gotta have guts to have it too, because there's lots of nights you don't have it. You know, you don't have your best, but you still drive the guys you're with. You keep pushing them away, and Larkin does it.
Martinez, the good throw, whistled that wide.
He's even below the goal line thinking, hey, this is the spot, as he rang the first one off, his first goal of the tournament off the, I guess, the side of the head of Vevalainen and into the net on the short side.
Eichel sends it back to Martinez. Americans scored their first shot of the game less than a minute in. As Eichel comes in, Jack Eichel shoots. That was blocked. That took a bite on Lehtinen. And now Manningen swings back for the Finns. And Lehtinen, who's trying to get off the ice, has to swing back for that puck. Leave it there for Mikkola. Now Lehtinen limping, gets back to the Finnish bench. Pessinen winds it across the line, tries to center it. And Van Riemsdyk has it back for Team USA. James Van Riemsdyk banks that ahead. And Mikkola back. Icing waved off. Kakko picks up the loose puck. Capo Kakko swings it across, and the pass from Listarinen just missed Pessinen. Moving in now is Keller. Punches that wide. So much hype about Capo Kakko in Finland. As Savanainen works in. Big story in Finland today is that Esa Tikkanen, the Finnish legend, former Edmonton Oilers, New York Ranger, has been talking to Glenn Sather about it. Sather, of course, the outgoing president of the Rangers. Tervainen fires that wide.
Question is whether Sather can understand him.
It's amazing to talk to Finns because Esa Tikkanen is almost as unintelligible apparently in Finnish as he is in English.
He'd be barking at guys on the ice and nobody had a clue what he was saying.
Tikkanese, they call it. No one understood it. As Ryan picks up the loose puck. Fox a long shot. That went just wide. And Vevalainen was spilled by Vetrano. Glendening with it. Centers it. Knocked away by Savanainen. My favorite Esa Tikkanen moment was when he met former President Gerald Ford, but thought that he was the president of the Ford Motor Company and tried to work him for a deal on a minivan. Hilarity ensued.
Oh, that's a good one.
Moving, But the Finnish media, a buzz about the start for Kaapo Kakko, who plays a lot more in more situations than you talked about in this tournament. Jack Hughes, through 2 periods, has played less than 4 minutes for Team USA.
Not only, oh, look out.
Steal by Antila. Moves in and shoots, and Schneider got enough of that to knock it away.
It's amazing you cannot see Antila on the ice. Martinez tried to slide that through the middle, and he was standing right in the middle of the ice, had his second good scoring chance, and Schneider turned him aside.
With a bust with a stick. In comes Kane now with a rolling puck. Kane with Larkin. Flip back across, and Larkin couldn't quite corral that. Throws it back into Brinken. Couldn't get a shot away. Martinez back for Kane. And Ultima feeds that down. This will be icing against the Finns.
Here's the play. It's actually Larkin. He goes through the middle of the ice. Whoops, there's Antila standing right in the middle of the ice, and Schneider a blocker stop. Jack Eichel earlier with his shot that rings off the inside of the ankle of Lehtinen, who's able finally to get back to the bench, and you can see it didn't exactly feel great once he got there either.
Face-off control by the Finns. Tusila chips that down. Hannafin gathers it back up to the middle of the ice for Eichel. In comes Eichel. That long drive, gloved by Bevelainen. He'll hang on to that.
So Gordon, you mentioned that Jack Hughes had played just under 5 minutes in the first couple of periods. So not only is it about impossible to get any rhythm to your game, but he's used to playing so much more. If you're a fourth line player, you get used to the rhythm of playing 6 or 7 or 8 minutes a game, hard as that is. When you're a player like Hughes, when you go from 18 or 20 minutes to 4, it becomes almost impossible.
Now a Gaudreau, a long shot, tipped wide by Kreider. Shea, who opened the scoring in this game, plays it down to Eichel. Jack Eichel slides across the top. Eichel still with it. Works in. Shot was blocked. Gets it right back, but now finally picked up by Raila. Listarinen has a glove down by Kreider right in front of him. And now Gaudreau steals that pass and drops it back to Shea. Long pass chipped in by Eichel. And the U.S. will make a change with 5 gone here in the third period. If the game is tied, the overtime format is now 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. With a shootout to follow in the opening round. For the playoffs up until the gold medal game, it's 10 minutes of 3-on-3 to a shootout as Kakko moves in. White has that picked up by Tervainen. In the gold medal game, as of this year, in this championship, it'll be 3-on-3 overtime until there's a winner. Well, 20-minute periods, Mike.
Eventually, you got to run the snow off the ice, I guess.
Jokiharju, break wide for Savanainen. And here is Jack Hughes. Across to Suter. Fires that around. Hughes goes looking for it. Knocked away by Lindboom. Savanainen lost the puck to Vetrano. In comes Vetrano. This is Vetrano with Ryan and Hughes, the forward line for Team USA. And Mannanen swings back.
Finns have turned this into a really patient game. A couple of times in this period, they've changed just by holding the puck behind the net so they retain possession.
Listarinen works in. Centering pass, just missed Antila. And now Hakanpää. And for Listarinen's shot. And the save made by Schneider.
A testy save for him, a right arm save.
Antila. Plays it down for Listarinen. Salonen. Lost the puck and now DeBrincat has it on the feed from Kane. DeBrincat. Back across for Kane. That missed. Koivisto goes in for it. Hakanpää. Up ahead to Tervainen. Tanks that by Quinn Hughes. And Tervainen got into Shea there. And now Quinn Hughes finds Patrick Kane, who chips that down to the finish zone. Lehtinen back out there after getting hit with that shot earlier. Up for Kusala. He's knocked off the puck. Eichel has it back. For Gaudreau, that pass just missed, and Tervainen has it back now for the Finns. Banks it across to Lehtinen. Eichel. Lays it in deep, and Ultima swings back now for the Finns.
Shots are 19 apiece in a 2-2 game.
Pessonen works in. The likelihood of getting an odd man rush against the Finns at this point, pretty low. Keller drops it back for the trailer. Martinez in, shoots, and the save is made by Vehviläinen. You're watching the 2019 World Hockey Championship from Košice, Slovakia. Kaapo Kakko scored twice against Canada, 3 against Slovakia. And dangerous at times here this afternoon. Stocky guy at 6'2", 180 pounds. Great years you mentioned, Ray, in the Finnish Elite League, playing in the top men's league in that country. This really is an amazing generation of young Finnish scoring stars. Sebastian Aho, Patrick Laine, Kakko coming. There's a shot by Larkin, a stop made by Vehviläinen. Mikko Rantanen in Colorado. For a country that for a long time just produced a steady stream of goaltenders.
Well, at some point you have to look at what your developmental model is, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to prove. And for the Finns forever, it was that grind it, grit it, tape it together, and defend like heck. And they had a concerted push to develop more skill, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, but it also takes a lot of focus, and they were able to do that. And as you mentioned, they're young, skilled players. They're just fantastic young players.
There was the Solani Koivu generation as well. And that puck bounced into the Finnish bench.
So a 2-2 game. The first shot of the game is Brady Shea. A point shot goes right in the middle of the net. It's 1-0. Then somehow Johnny Gaudreau scores here off of Vehviläinen. In the last minute of the period, Pessonen beats Schneider short side, and then on the power play, Oyemaki, a one-timer off a nice Maninen feed, and it's 2-2, and where we sit now, coming into 11 minutes left.
Oyemaki for Ultima. Now sent across, and Kane with a drive, and Vehviläinen dives across and makes the stop.
Kane didn't get a lot on this, but Vehviläinen's really rebounded after those two early misplays. You see Kane gets out to the far dot. The one problem with that side-to-side pass on the big rink is in North America, you know the time it takes to get there. Here, it's a second longer. Goalie's got a second longer to push, and for the goalie, that's an eternity.
Now Kane fires that high off the glass. Vevalainen's had 2 really good years in the Finnish Elite League. Mentioned in 2018, he was the Finnish Elite League Goalie of the Year. Larkin spins away. Koivisto has that knocked down by Hannafin.
Look at those 4 guys whacking away at that thing. We're gonna have to throw that puck out at the next commercial break. Oh,
what a play by Kane. The return pass just knocked away.
So slick. Lots of guys handle the puck well, but to move the puck that quickly with that many handles, only Nate McKinnon really is the only other guy I can think of in the league that moves it with that much speed.
Gaudreau back for Shea. Long wrist shot knocked away by Vevalainen. Inside 10 to go in the 3rd period. Lehtinen swings back for it, knocks it away from Eichel. Salonen for Tervainen working in. On Fox, Tervainen robs that back for Mikkola, working in from the point, shoots, he fired that wide. Lehtinen back with it. Down low to Tervainen. Parantila back at the point. Mikkola's shot was off the stick of Eichel, who quickly checks it to make sure it's still okay. And now Mikkola swings back for the loose puck. Koski in for Raila. And Raila streaks in. Pops that back for Koski. Spins around Vetrano. Koski shoots and Schneider knocks that away. Raila crisscrossing with Kusala, back for Mikkola. And White comes in and knocks it away, but Raila steals it back for the Finns. Martinez back across to Fox. He finds Vetrano. Up ahead for Keller. Keller to White, back to Clayton Keller. Spins back in the corner, feeds it back to Martinez. A wrist shot, that deflected. Vevalainen save. Oh, and a pad stop on the rebound on Vetrano. And now Vevalainen no glove as it came off in that scramble, and play is called. Close call for Team USA. It remains a 2-2 game here in the 3rd.
Congratulations and a big cheer to Apple, Bilek, Rico, Alexi, Corbin, Skoda, on the game.
Back here in Kosice, 2-2 the score here in Bratislava in the 3rd period. Russia with a 2-0 lead in the Czech Republic. Later today in Bratislava, Norway will play Sweden. Here it'll be Slovakia against Canada.
Place will be jumping tonight.
Good thing this is a steel arena and made of it. As Kakko works in on Suter. Kakko shoots and Schneider makes the stop. Sliding in behind was Martinez. Moved by Kaapo Kakko as he has a chat with Ryan Suter.
Nice move, stop up by Kakko, and the shot stopped by Schneider, and then as Pessinen and Martinez come together, Martinez runs into the goaltender. Here's this last stop. Vevalainen left pad. Stretch, left pad, and there goes his glove. Watch him hold up his hand right away. Hey, I don't have a glove. And they get the puck blown dead. Excellent stop here, and when Vetrano goes to his backhand after the battle with Kakko in front, really nice play by Vetrano. Better stop by Vevalainen.
Pessinen feeds it down to Kakko. Picked up by Luostarinen. And now intercepted by Derek Ryan. Up ahead for Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk centers it, and that goes off a skate up and out of play. Some different line combinations here for Team USA coach Jeff Blashill in the third period.
Now Luke Glendenning's going to take the defensive zone draws here, and he's going to get Jack Hughes out in the offensive zone as Hughes will pop over the boards. Likely take Glendenning out here, or no, it's going to be Derek Ryan that comes off, but we'll use Glendenning and his face-off prowess in the circle. But they'll get Hughes on for an offensive zone face-off. Oh, and the Finns get a warning here because they're not quick enough into the draw. But they're able to clear it anyway.
Oyamaki sends it down, and back goes Quinn Hughes for it. So the Hughes brothers on the ice again together. Hannafin for Jack Hughes. Chips it there for Glendenning. Vevalainen to Hakanpää. Hughes knocks that down. Tervainen back to Koivisto. And Oyamaki. Bumped there by Glendenning. And Savanainen feeds it back to Otama. Winds and shoots. Glove save by Schneider.
Gord, we talked about how Vevalainen has settled down. So has Corey Schneider. Schneider gave up that goal in the first, or the last minute of the first period. Went right through him on the short side. Since then, he's been excellent.
Much bigger difference today in terms of ice time. And you mentioned Kakko plays in the power play. Hughes doesn't. On a much deeper U.S. team. Mannanen shoots. He fired that wide. And now Shea picks it up. Brady Shea inside 7 to go in the third period. Lehtinen up ahead for Antila, and that shooting goes way over the glass and out.
He can laugh at it too. That wasn't what was in the play there. As he
missed by about 30 feet.
He wants to chip it in and go get it. He chipped it in, and the netting kept it in the building. The Finns will continue to play their four lines. Jeff Blashill will squeeze down a little bit more here. Just the way both teams use their bench.
Mikkola to Kaski, who fires out around. Raila looking for the loose puck. Raila down for Luostarinen. Spins back in the corner on Larkin. That shot taken with a sharp angle by Raila goes wide. Back at the point, Kaski winds and fires. He powered that way wide up the other side. Luostarinen stopped in tight by Schneider. And now Kane. Lead pass for Larkin. Larkin falls in the corner. The puck's under him for a moment. Pick free by Vetrano. Vetrano feeds it back. Fox in, shoots, and Vevalainen fights that off.
What a play by Larkin. Patience after winning the puck battle to find Fox.
Raila winds through center ice now. Inside 6 to go in the third period. Kane across to Gaudreau. Hakanpää to Kakko. Shields off Eichel and feeds it ahead to Tervainen. Tervainen to Pessinen off the bench. Pessinen works in, holds and shoots. Schneider save. Rebound loose in front. Here's Kakko with it. Kakko holds. He shoots. That's blocked in front by Jack Eichel. What a chance there for the Finns. Now Gaudreau's pass picked out, but he gets it right back. In comes Gaudreau with a shot. Vevalainen the save. Koivisto up ahead for Kakko. 1-on-1 with Martinez, but Kakko needs a change and fires it down to the U.S. zone.
Excellent save by Schneider.
Otama around for Lehtinen. Savanainen had a pass poked away. Quinn Hughes plays it back to center. And comes Jack Hughes streaking in. Poke check by Mikkola. And Hughes has it back. Quinn Hughes fires it down. Mikkola goes looking for it. Lindboom leaves it there for Mikkola. And now Mannan brings it ahead for the Finns. 3-on-2, trying to find Antila. Lindboom shoots, and Schneider makes the save. 2-2 with 4:14 to go here in the third. Kosica on day 4 of this World Hockey Championship on Monday afternoon. Tonight, Canada plays the Slovaks here.
Pierre-Luc Dubois will take warm-up, and if he feels well, he'll play just off the plane, as Tyson Jost did yesterday.
Derek Ryan works in, throws that towards the goal. It was knocked down by Koivisto. This is the arena where Finland won the World Championship back in 2011. With captain Mikko Koivu.
He's recovering from ACL surgery.
Yeah.
One of the good guys, Mikko Koivu.
Coach of that team was Jukka Jalonen, who's back here this year with the Finnish national men's team.
Oh, good play by
Alec
Martinez.
Martinez just spilled Kakko at the line. In comes Kane. Patrick Kane spins and shoots. That's blocked. We saw Kakko get knocked down by Damon Severson against Canada as well. In comes Kakko with Tervainen. Kakko in, shoots. Schneider makes the stop. A dash there from Kakko. Now hustles back to get onside as Lehtinen walks in and shoots at it. Martinez right in the foot. Bounces to Mannanen. Being watched there by Shea. Mannanen slides it back. Mikkola in, shoots. That was blocked. And now Lehtinen has to hustle back quickly with DeBrincat bearing in on him. Inside 3 to go now in the third period. Still a 2-2 tie. Shots are 26-26. Suter up for Gaudreau. Knocked down by Lindboom. Chipped out by Oyemaki. And Shea back for it for Team USA. Koivusto back to pick it up. Still 2-0 in Bratislava. The Russians leading the Czechs. Salonen to Koivisto. Hakanpää. Osterinen plays that in. Gaudreau knocks it down for Team USA. Gaudreau around for Shea. Up for Kreider. Chips that in deep, and Hakanpää goes back. Eichel steps into him. Kreider knocks that back. Keller rather knocks that back. In comes Hannafin. Down to Keller. Clayton Keller works it free. Swings it back across to Quinn Hughes. In comes Quinn Hughes around Antila. Pivots back in the corner. Drops it back for Hannafin across to Keller. Keller in, shoots, and Bevelana makes the save through the traffic. Quinn Hughes back with it. Knocks it back in deep. Picked up by Lehtinen. Mikko Lehtinen Bounces that down to the American zone, picked up by Quinn Hughes. Minutes ago in the third period. Hughes to Hannafin. Larkin, Kane to Brinkett, the forward line for Team USA. To Brinkett, shoots, that's blocked by Otama. Picked up by Larkin. Feeds it around for Kane. That's blocked, Pessinen has it back. Kakko's back out there, knocked away by Suter. Bouncing puck at center ice, Ryan Suter picks it up. In comes Suter. Knocks it by Tervainen. And now Pessinen back with it, but it rolled away from him. Alec Martinez. Forward to Brinkett, that bounced away from him. Koivusto plays it back down to the U.S. zone. Away comes Eichel in the final seconds of the period. That was knocked away. And this game will go to overtime. 3-on-3 to decide it. Then, if necessary, a shootout.
Shots on goal in the third period. Finland 11, USA 11. Spellinata w 2021 Finsko 11, USA 11. As the score is tied after regulation time, a 5-minute sudden victory in overtime will follow after a 3-minute intermission. The overtime will be played with 1 goaltender and 3 skaters per team. Keďže po uplynutí riadneho hracieho času je stav stretnutia nerozhodný, po trojminútovej prestávke bude nasledovať 5-minútové predĺženie hrané systémom náhlej smrti. V predĺžení budú oba týmy hrať s jedným brankárom a 3 kopčúžami.
Will the kids get a look here in 3-on-3 overtime? Kakko for the Finns rather. Jack Hughes for Team USA.
Interesting is the Finns have to put out their guys first.
Right.
And we'll see, do they go with 1 forward and 2D? Do they go with 2 forwards and the 1D? Then Jeff Blashill will wait to see, but you got to think with Kane and Eichel, I think you split those 2 guys up on your first 2 runs at it. I use 2 think 2 forwards, 1D. You've got Suter, Martinez, Quinn Hughes, Brady Shea on the blue line, Hannafin that can all move. The Finns, I think, will probably play a more defensive look at it.
Tervainen, Antila, the 2 forwards. Mikkola on defense. So back comes Blashill with Kane, along with Larkin and Suter. Interesting, Ray, because this is 5-on-5. If you get into a gold medal game where it's a potential for 20 minutes,
5 minutes.
Sorry, 5 minutes of 3-on-3. If you get into an overtime of 20 minutes 3-on-3, you're going to have to start using some guys you didn't use before.
And some guys maybe you don't really feel that comfortable with.
And away comes Suter in the 3-on-3. 2-on-1 with Larkin. Rink wide to Larkin. Works in. Dylan Larkin holds. And crisscrosses there with Kane. Larkin still with it. Blue and tire. Mikkola has it back and throws it ahead for Antila. He's got Tervainen working in. Antila walks in and shoots. He fired that wide. Up the other side. Now a race for it. Kane gets there first.
That's the worst option on a 2-on-1. It's to shoot without passing the puck once.
Kane loose behind the Finnish goal.
There's Shea, and Kane's going to wait for the next forward to pop. It's Eichel.
So Kane just holds. Backhand shot goes just wide. And now here's Shea back with it. Kane goes off. On comes Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau winds back. Spins away from Antila. Gaudreau works in and shoots. Vevalainen makes the stop in tight and hangs on.
You can see the patience of the guys with the puck as Gaudreau didn't have anything. He waited, and then came in, tested from the short side. After Larkin makes a spill, Kane takes the offensive side. He loses it. It's a 3-on-1. Look at Corey Schneider. He comes out. He never has to move. He can square up to the shot. Antila's got to move that puck once. You might get it back, but in the meantime, you make the goalie move and change the angle. To make matters worse, he fired it around the boards for a breakout for the United States.
Russia scored into the empty net, a 3-0 lead now in the Czech Republic and Bratislava. This is Manninen with Pessinen, the forwards for the Finns. Lettinen's the defenseman. Eichel, Gaudreau, and Shea for Team USA. And here is Eichel. Takes a bump from Manninen. Works in. Jack Eichel pivots back. A backhand shot goes just wide. Lettinen has a quick look over his shoulder. Banks it back to center for Manninen. And ranging back was Gaudreau to take that away. That pass across missed. Pessinen races to it. And now swings back to center ice to regroup. Pessinen. Drops for Manninen. Gets it right back. Pessinen. Throws it back in front. Manninen could get a shot away. Shea, a lead pass for Gaudreau. Just missed him. There's a half step on Lettinen. Vevalainen up to play it. Gets it across to Lettinen. Now Suter comes back on. And Jack Hughes gets a shift along with Kane. He'll be 18 tomorrow. And Jack Hughes getting a shift here in overtime. And on comes Kakko for the Finns. Another pass bounce away from Kakko. Hughes taken down. Picked up by Kakko. In on Suter. In comes Kakko. Schneider down. Kakko stays with it. Bumped in the corner.
Oh,
Kakko stays with it on Suter.
Man, that kid's strong on the puck.
That's not a kid he just beat there. Still with it. Kakko works around Suter again. Walks right in front. Kakko with a chance. Stops short side. Throws it back in front. And Hakanpää couldn't reach it. What a shift for Kakko. Oh.
My. He's got Ryan Suter on his back. He protects the puck and then all of a sudden creates a scoring chance.
Now it's Keller and Larkin up front for the U.S. along with Hanneman. And Salonen back with Oyemaki. Oyemaki got a takeaway by Larkin. Here comes Dylan Larkin. Mikkola races back. Hanifin jumps in. Larkin works it back for the trailer, and Oyemaki knocked that away from Keller. 2 to go in the overtime. Hanifin ranges back to center. Larkin works it back across to Hanifin. Hanifin tying up. As Ottama swung that back to Oyemaki. He's tied up by Keller. Tervainen has it back. Stolen by Keller. For the trailer off the bench, that's Quinn Hughes. And Hughes holds. Welcome those of you who are watching the Russia-Czech game in overtime here in Kosice. The United States and Finland tied at 2. Dylan Larkin works in. Larkin in, fire, scores! Dylan Larkin, overtime winner, and the United States takes it 3-2. And the Finns didn't like a non-call at the blue line right before the American entry.
Dylan Larkin had a rough afternoon. Got knocked on his tail a couple of times. There's the play they don't like as Keller kicks out the feet of Tervainen. Quinn Hughes holds the puck into the zone. All of a sudden, Larkin's got room. He's going to walk right into the top of the circles, and his shot's going to go underneath the arm of Vevalainen. And Larkin, as I mentioned, was banged up a couple of times today. Came out of the game at one point, missed a breakaway at another. And the Detroit Red Wings star ends this in 3-on-3 overtime. An assist to Quinn Hughes, and the United States, their second straight win, this of the 2-point variety.
So 2 points for Team USA, 1 for the Finns. And there's the overtime winner. The Finns were hot about that play at the line involving Keller. But it's the United States that comes away with the win.
Ylonen does not like the call, but there's nothing that can be done about it now. And there's your overtime winner, Dylan Larkin.
And Larkin climbing the all-time list for USA points at the World Championship as well. Player of the game for the Finns.
The best player of USA is number 76, Brady Shea.
Brady Shea, who scored the first goal of the game a minute in. He's the player of the game for Team USA.
Tak dámy a páni, boli sme zápasu po dramatizovanom žení poznáme nakoniec víťaza. Ďakujem vám všetkým za návštevu, prosíme vás, aby ste opustili prízvy z Filarény a potom máte lístky aj na článok dnešného večera sa vrátili sme, pretože už o necelú deň doma. Hodinu a pol tu bude zápas, na ktorý sa teší celé Slovensko. Slovensko a Kanada!
Well, this one certainly came right down to the wire. How difficult of an opponent was Finland?
Yeah, they're a good team. They're well organized. They have not many NHL players, none actually, and they play hard. They're like I said, organized, and they have good chemistry as a team. So for us to get to the middle and create chances, we had a tough second period, but we knew it was going to be a one-goal game, and they were going to battle. So good for us to stick with it and get a huge 2 points there in overtime.
Their goalie, Vivalainen, stood on his head for the most part of this game, and you could see the frustration in your face. Did you know if you just kept sticking with it that the chances would eventually come?
Yeah, he did play well. Like I said, we didn't get too many point-blank chances on him. I had a breakaway that rolled off my stick and thought I had him beat. And you know what? Good for him. And we didn't know much about him coming in, so he's a good goalie. And it was like I said, huge to finally get one through there in overtime for myself and for our team.
As much as this tournament is about having success, placing, getting a medal, it's also about bonding away from the rink too. Jack Hughes will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. I know you have an off day. Any plans to celebrate that?
Yeah, we'll team bonding is huge in this tournament. It's a lot of fun for us to come over here and with guys that you normally don't play with, and for us to get to know the future of American hockey and a great player and a great kid like him and spend time with him, and it's really special for all of us that don't know a whole lot about him. So we'll have some fun. Maybe we'll have a dinner and make him wear that bird cage out and make him wear it the whole dinner.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, thanks.
Harry, a tough battle against the USA, and considering all the traveling support here you had, overcoming the deficit, still pleased to be able to get a point?
Yeah, man, they're all good teams here, so at some way you can be satisfied with 1 point, but we had our chances. I had a good chance end of the third to put it to 3-2 and end the game there, but Snyder made a good save, and overtime, it's always kind of coin flipping, and it's going to be like a 2-on-1 or breakaway or something. But I think they deserved it today, and we got to learn from this.
There's always a sense of pride when it comes to representing your country. This is your first experience at the World Championships. Have you been able to soak it all in?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like all the fuzz around the rink and the city. Like you see a lot of Finnish people around here supporting, and tonight we got some family in the stands too, so it's pretty cool, and just try to enjoy it and do my best on the ice.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.